We're moving on to factoring right now, and honestly, using the graphing calculator is a wonderful way to get a lot of support for these factoring problems. Look at number 6. We'll just very quickly type in x squared minus 3x minus 4. And if we hit graph, you can see it sure looks like we're crossing over here at x equals -1, and then at 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like maybe also x equals 4. Just to go over how we can check for sure, if we went second calculate, the 0 tool is what we can always use. Type in -10 for a left bound, +10 for a right bound. And it sure looks like guessing at -1 would be a good guess. It is. You can see that we're going to have x equals -1 as one of those x-intercepts. We can do this again. To go down to second calculate, go to 0. We'll type in -10 for our left bound, +10 for our right bound. This time we could guess maybe at 4. Looks like that would be a good location, and it is. We also could have used the trace button to help us out. That would be equally good. But we're not done. What we do is we try to get 0 on that right side. So I'll add a 1. Add the opposite. We'd have x plus 1 would equal 0. For this other one, I will minus 4. And I'll have x minus 4 equals 0. Just want to point out that these expressions on the left, once you have them equaling 0, will be, in fact, what we have for our final factored form. We're going to have x plus 1 times x minus 4. You could change the order, of course. You could have put the x minus 4 first. But we're done. As we move on to the second problem here, we'll just quickly clear this. Type in a 2x squared plus 9x minus 18. And if we hit graph, you can see it sure looks like we're going through. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perhaps, maybe -6. Again, we can hit second calculate, can go to the 0 tool, type in -10, +10, and maybe guess at -6. It hit spot on. I do want to tell you, even if you're a little bit off with your guess, that's okay. The calculator can get back to where it really is located. You look over here, though, on the right side of the origin. You can see you're between x equals 1 and x equals 2, it looks like. So I'm going to go second calculate, go to 0, type in -10, +10. Now the guess, this is where kids will say, well, what should I guess? Well, somewhere between 1 and 2. Even if I type in a 1, you can see it looks like I'm getting 1.5. Okay, and your 0 is 1.5. Now, please understand, when you get a decimal, what we're going to do is we'll go second quit, we'll press X, and then we'll press Math, and choose convert it to a fraction. You'll get x is equal to 3 over 2. You can see that from the calculator screen right there. And whenever you got a fraction like that, just do some cross multiplying. 2 times x, you'd get 2x. 3 times 1, you'd get a 3. Now what you can do is minus a 3 from both sides. You'll have 2x minus 3 equals 0. For this other equation, I'm going to add a 6 to both sides. So I'll have x plus 6 equals 0. But again, right now I have my two expressions equal to 0. And you're virtually done. What you have to do for your final answer is just write that you have x plus 6 times 2x minus 3. Could you have switched this order? Could you have put 2x minus 3 first? You bet. Absolutely you could do that. Okay, one final one that we'll do in this video is number 8, because it's very much the same type of problem. We'll press clear, we'll type in a 5x squared plus 18x minus an 8. When you hit graph, again, it sure looks like off on the left here, looks like we're going through one of the tick marks. You can see my cursor on the screen. It looks like we're 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks to the left. It appears that maybe we're going through x equals -4. Let's confirm that. Second, calculate, go to 0, left bound, we'll type in -10, right bound, we'll type in +10, guess. Well, let's guess maybe -4. Sure enough, we hit spot on. When you look over here, though, at this other intersection, it sure looks like we're between x equals 0 and x equals 1. So I'm going to go back to second calculate 0, type in a -10 to 10, and the guess. Sometimes kids will say, well, should I guess x equals 0? Should I guess x equals 1? Either one would work. If you'd like to type in a guess of x equals 0, you'll see you're actually at 0.4. And you'd get the same answer even if you would have chosen x equals 1. Now look, I'm going to go second quit. I'll say x, because I have a decimal, I have to do this. I want to turn it into a fraction. And I'll hit math, frac, and you'll get 2/5. So I'll have x is equal to 2/5. Whenever we have this, we'll cross multiply. You'll get 5x. Of course, then 2 times 1 is just a 2. So I'll minus a 2 from both sides. We'll have 5x minus 2 equals 0. Here I'll add a 4 to both sides. And we'll have x plus 4 equals 0. And again, here we have our final answer. Just to show you, you could put the 5x minus 2 out in front. You don't have to. But that's all I wanted to do for this video.